Okay, so we are here at Tilsit. Awesome. So this is where him and Tsar Alexander made their peace. Frederick William was there too, I think, but no one cares.
See that, Conancourt? The Tsar of all the Russians in all his splendor. Dazzling.
Dazzling. That's quite the way to describe another man, Napoleon. Kissable, even. No, I'm joking. You know, I'm kind of wondering if they're gonna show Alexander Napoleon's iconic kiss on the lips that many people have made fun of throughout the years. I'm actually kind of interested. And obviously, I'm joking. I know Alexander and Napoleon were straight men. It's kind of fun to poke around because Napoleon was quoted with saying, "If Alexander were a woman, I would make him my mistress." So it's kind of fun to make fun of Napoleon a little in that regard.
As you must know, sire, I am like you. I despise the English more than I can say.
Funny you say that, Alexander, because you speak with an English accent. That's an interesting choice. They cast an Englishman to play, you know, a Russian. But then again, they also cast an American to play Talleyrand, so you can't get them all right?
In that case, sire, we have made peace.
Heck yeah! Peace! We love peace in Europe. Oh, cowards! This show officially sucks. This show went from like an 8 out of 10 to now a 0 out of 10. A negative 100 out of 10. They didn't even show the iconic kiss on the lips. I demand historical accuracy. Instantly, I don't want to watch this anymore. Reaction's done, series is done, but no, I'm joking. In case you couldn't tell, yeah, I know.
As long as we respect our agreements. Everything to the east of the Vistula is yours, but everything to the west is mine.
There's only one problem. That annoying little river runs through Poland, and Poland can never be French.
So, it's interesting that they mention that everything to the west is yours and east, you know, all that. Because, yeah, in a weird way, after Tilsit, it almost does seem like Napoleon, and since Napoleon and Tsar Alexander got along so well, like, the peace in, you know, the treaty was harsh towards Prussia, but, like, Russia didn't really lose any territory, maybe, like, a few islands, but that's about it. Like, overall, mainland Russia didn't lose, like, any substantial territory. So, yeah, it almost came across like Russia and France could have basically carved up Europe at a point, you know? And, yeah, just interesting. And here they are talking about Poland.
She won't be Russian, I can assure you of that. Now, there is only one solution. An independent, sovereign Poland.
A Polish Poland, back to back with Holy Russia?
Yes.
There'd be a constant threat. No, Poland stays as she is.
So that's interesting that, you know, Tsar Alexander's immediately like, ew, I don't want Poland back. No one wants Poland back, Napoleon. You know, because Poland was basically dismantled and like what, its territory split between Russia, Austria, and Prussia. And, you know, Napoleon, as we covered last episode, started, you know, having an affair with the Countess Waleska of Poland. So, you know, here he kind of made a little move to restore Poland, and Tsar Alexander's like, heck no. Yeah, the Polish put a lot of their faith and hope on Napoleon restoring their nation, and I don't think Napoleon ever intended to, though he took the step of the Duchy of Warsaw, I believe, which, you know, kind of upset Tsar Alexander, because it kind of came across almost as a disguise or a first step to a restoration of Poland, and that also contributed to their relationship falling apart. So that's a little interesting.
Drop your idea of resurrecting Poland, and I shall persuade the English to stop setting Europe against you.
throw in a free kiss, and you got yourself a deal, Alexander. No, I kid. But that's a pretty interesting deal. I wonder if like the actual Tsar Alexander made that offer.
The revolution was a great step toward the freedom of mankind.
Including freedom for Russia's 10 million serfs.
Napoleon called him out. He's like, "Oh, you want to talk about freedom? How about serfdom, huh?" Yeah, Russia had serfdom for quite a while, like almost up to the World War One era. Like, I think it was the last Tsar was Tsar Nicholas. I think it was either his father or grandfather or one of the previous Tsars that kind of abolished serfdom, but that was still quite a while. Like, Russia was a bit behind. I'm not sure about this era, how common serfdom was, if Russia was the only one that practiced it, or, I'm not entirely, I don't know about that, but, yeah, that's a funny little thing Napoleon referenced.
I loved your son, Hortense. I loved him as much as he'd been my own.
Dang, so, Entente, I'm trying to pronounce it the way they're doing it, I apologize, but, so Entente's Napoleon's stepdaughter and Josephine's daughter, yeah, had a kid, and apparently, they died, so I guess that's what they're talking about. I didn't know about this event, though.
Everyone says that your Polish wife, yes, that's what they call her here, has the face of an angel.
Dang, so yeah, Josephine, that's kind of been the main conflict of this series. Everyone kind of wants Josephine just gone. Talleyrand's constantly like, "Hey, Napoleon, divorce her," and Napoleon's family doesn't like her. Just everyone wants Josephine gone. And, Napoleon's having affairs, so it's interesting to see this little conflict with Josephine as she's kind of dealing with, this, like, possibility that Napoleon might replace her. So that's kind of the main drama with her. And it is pretty interesting overall.
Countess Walewska, if you're referring to her, is in no way my wife.
I'm just having sex with her. Don't worry about it, Josephine. Josephine, you're worried about the wrong person. It's not Countess Walewska you should be worried about. It's Tsar Alexander. Like, Napoleon and him are kind of tight now.
Well, monsieur?
Oh, that's the woman, Josephine's handmaiden, who was having an affair with Napoleon. Oh yeah, she was the one who had Napoleon's bastard child. Okay, yeah, so that explains it. Okay, now I pieced it all together in my brain right now, and yeah. All right.
Told my footman the Emperor sent you to see
My son, yes.
Yo, that reveal was kind of sick though. Did you see that? Napoleon took off his fedora right there. Man, that was a pretty dramatic reveal, Napoleon.
Let's get used to you. Now that you're back, you'll be able to come visit us as often as...
This is our last meeting, Eleanor.
Dang, Napoleon really showed up to his baby mama's crib just to tell her, yeah, we're done.
Because you are the Emperor and he is your bastard?
No. Don't call him that.
Wow, that's really, that's interesting. Yeah, Napoleon had bastard children. Quick, interesting little fact about moi. I'm also a bastard. My parents were never married, and the moment I was born, my father booked it, because he did not want to be in my life. He did not want to have a kid. They were like seniors in high school when I was, born, and yeah, so I too am a bastard,
And forgive me.
I need to go buy some milk. I'll be back. This is awful, I'm sorry. So Murad is currently burning down a random Spanish village because he found corpses of French soldiers. So, yeah, this is pretty accurate in that, you know, when the Spanish resented the French being there, and when they took action, the French also equally took violent action against the Spaniards, which did not endure them, obviously.
Hortense is pregnant again. And if it's going to be a boy, they're going to call him Louis Napoleon. Doesn't it sound wonderful? Louis Napoleon, Emperor of the French.
Wait a minute, yeah, isn't that supposed to be Napoleon the Third? Oh wow, yeah. Wait, let me check this. Okay, so yeah, I quickly paused the video right there. So yeah, Louis Napoleon was the son of, you know, Entente, Napoleon's stepdaughter, and oh wow, so that's pretty cool. Like Napoleon the Third. That's an interesting name drop there.
If you set me on the throne of Spain, sire, I will make it my sacred duty to help the French army across. I beg you.
Okay, so Napoleon is hanging out with the, you know, the Spanish royal family, the king and his son who wants to usurp him. So yeah, this is Napoleon's directly getting involved with the he's meddling with the Spanish politics. And the French right now are also burning down random Spanish villages. Like, already things are going south, and Napoleon is just not handling it well.
King Charles, you have until tomorrow morning to sign your abdication. You are only a puppet king, Prince Ferdinand. But I will never let you wear the crown that I'm removing from his head. So get out now, both of you. Get out of my sight!
Dang, yeah, so Napoleon is now basically kicked out the royal family and basically taken the throne and forced them to abdicate. That, oh boy. If only Napoleon knew the disaster he's leading himself into.
Go to hell with them. All I need is to find someone to put on their throne. I shall give it to Joseph.
Oh boy.
Your brother's already king of Naples.
Oh boy. So yeah, Napoleon has made one of his biggest errors in putting his brother as King of Spain. As we know, it goes awfully.
Terrible news, sire. Madrid has fallen. General
Yeah, okay, we've gotten to the point where everything is falling apart now. Madrid's fallen. Yeah.
Are you telling me that my brother has run away?
Yeah, so the Spanish situation, as we know, it's just an awful situation. And Napoleon, by meddling with, you know, the government, basically created, as he called it, what, the bleeding ulcer? Yeah, that's an operative way to describe it, I think.
I don't trust Talleyrand, sire.
Forget him. He's asleep.
He had a long conversation with the Prince von Metternich.
What of it? He's Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Okay, so Fouché's like, hey, I don't trust Talleyrand, dude. You know, and Talleyrand, I believe, did kind of, I don't know to what degree, but I think I remember learning that, excuse me, so, I think I remember learning that, that he apparently helped kind of persuade Tsar Alexander, or at least, you know, whispered in his ears to kind of not be as favorable towards Napoleon. And here he is talking to Metternich, as we know, you know. So, yeah, overall, Talleyrand at this point probably is full-on, like, anti-Napoleon to some degree, so, yeah.
My dear friend, may I present Monsieur Talleyrand?
Your humble servant.
I know him very well, sire, and I'm certain that his tact and moderation will serve us very well in our little negotiations.
Negotiations? Who said anything about negotiations? One negotiates when one doesn't share the same point of view, but you and I already agree about everything, do we not?
Shall we ride to a fete? together, just you and I. I have some fine Russian horses.
Oh.
Okay, so Tsar Alexander's now being evasive and not answering the question, changing the subject if you would. So yeah, okay. Alright. Okay, so they're just chilling, listening some violin playing. So yeah, I think this meeting at Erfurt? Erfurt? I don't know what the place is called, or at least I can't pronounce it, but either way, this meeting between Alexander and Napoleon, I think, was supposed to, like, I think I remember, if I watched the old Britannia video about this, that they kind of came out agreeing on, at least they agreeing on something. I forgot exactly, but yeah, there was this big spectacle, as Kodakor mentioned, you know, fireworks and all this stuff, you know, to really show off. And, you know, I think it wasn't just Tsar Alexander and Napoleon there. I think there were also, like, other royalty there present, so it was this big thing, you know, their meeting.
They are playing with us, Talleyrand. We've been here an entire week, and all we've done is amuse ourselves. If we can call listening to that Paganini character amusement. Alexander avoids all mention of politics. Can't he see I need him?
Okay, so Napoleon's getting frustrated, mainly because, at least the telling of this show, that things are going south in Spain. You know, the situation's awful. So Napoleon, the reason he in the telling of this show, you know, basically he wants Tsar Alexander to keep Austria and Prussia from militarizing, from, you know, assembling their forces. So basically using Tsar Alexander to keep the rest of Europe subjugated, so Napoleon, could go and, you know, handle things in Spain. So that's kind of the reason. And so Tsar Alexander apparently ain't wanting to talk about any politics, and is just trying to, I guess, vibe. And Napoleon's getting upset at him because he's like, dang it, let's get to the meat of this already, you know. And meanwhile, Talleyrand is just being, you know, devious as ever.
Where does it say that Russia must bring pressure to bear on Austria and Prussia? That's why we came here.
I didn't include it, sire, because the Tsar would never sign it. He hasn't the slightest intention of dissuading the Austrians and Prussians from mobilizing troops against us.
How do you know what's on his mind? I'm closer to Alexander than you are. He's like a brother to me now.
Yeah, we kissed Talleyrand. Did you kiss Tsar Alexander? I don't think so.
Cain was...
From now on, I will deal directly with the Tsar, one-on-one. Splendid arm. But if the Austrians are in fact ready to mobilize 400,000 men, this rifle won't be enough to stop them.
Okay, so Napoleon is just getting straight to it. Napoleon is now trying to deal with this because Talleyrand, he's not happy with the way Talleyrand's dealing with crap. So now he's just, Napoleon as ever, is just being blunt and straight to the point. I always did say Napoleon kind of sucked at diplomacy and wasn't good with, like, talk, like, Napoleon's entire thing is that he's very forceful and upfront and wants things his way. So, this is probably gonna go awfully.
Them. I want to know.
Know what?
If you intend to keep the promise you made in Tilsit.
I'm a man of my word.
I knew you were the most honorable man in all of Europe. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about Historia Civilis's telling of the Congress of Vienna, where Tsar Alexander was just all over the place, claiming to be the most honorable man in the world, and just making everyone else's life a living, you know, a living hell, which is... Oh man, Tsar Alexander's wild.
I have not forgotten that you asked me to mediate with England, and I shall respect that commitment.
What about Austria and Prussia?
I don't recall anything about that.
You don't recall? You were the Tsar of all the Russians. You expect me to believe that you've forgotten a promise on which depends the future of Europe? No, Alexander, not to me, not that, not from you.
Dang. Okay, yeah, things are just going. Yeah, I don't think Napoleon's gonna handle this well, the way he's talking with Tsar Alexander.
Let us say that I do remember, but that I have reached the same conclusion as Monsieur de Talleyrand. That to maintain peace in Europe, there must be a balance of power. Therefore, it is in everyone's interest to allow Austria to rearm.
Dang, okay, so I guess Talleyrand just, you know, came out with Talleyrand. Tsar Alexander just came out and basically said, yeah, he agrees with Talleyrand. Everyone should be allowed to rearm, and you know, Napoleon kind of wants to use Tsar Alexander to keep everyone down, almost kind of like split Europe between the two of them. But Alexander is already like, no, everyone should be allowed to rearm. I'm not gonna keep everyone down for you, Napoleon. So yeah, alright.
But forget Talleyrand! And speak for yourself. Will you or will you not intervene to send the Austrians back to the barracks so I can finish my business with Spain in peace?
Anger will not serve you well with me.
Yeah, okay, so Napoleon handled that awfully, and I guess there ends the bromance between Tsar Alexander and Napoleon. It was good while it lasted.
Why do things always go so badly in Spain?
Ain't that the truth, Napoleon? Everything goes awfully in Spain for Napoleon.
Because you are not there, sire.
That's going to change. I'm leaving for Madrid.
His letters might have been intercepted. The Spanish had been known to slit the throats of anyone in a French uniform.
And you, madame, what do you think?
Like you, Monsieur Fauchery. I fear the worst.
You know what?
This is the weirdest meeting ever. So you have Talleyrand, you have Fouché, and you have Napoleon's sister just hanging out in a room talking about Spain. And they're, I guess, jumping to the conclusion that since they haven't heard from Napoleon, that he might be, like, dead or something?
I am convinced that my husband would easily win the French people's approval.
I agree. What?
Dang, okay. So they're just, I guess, conspiring the succession. Huh. Yeah, she's married to Murat, so I think I remember hearing about that there was a plot, or there was plotting in France, and that's a reason Napoleon left the Spanish campaign. He left Spain to go quickly return to France and deal with it. There's also, you know, the Austrians mobilizing for war, so... But Murat of all people? No offense to Marshal Murat, but they want to put him on the throne of France. Like, I'm tempted to say that sounds like it would be a complete disaster, but I don't know about Murat's ruling ability or his stint as, you know, the King of Naples, but like, Murat as the king, as the Emperor of the French? That's insane. That's wild. And that Napoleon's sister is a part of this.
Nevertheless, making arrangements that contradict the Emperor's wishes is called treason.
Talleyrand, stop acting like you're above it. Oh, man.
What an excellent sister you are, madam.
Dang. Yo, Napoleon's sister out here plotting, conspiring behind his back. Now, this truly is a royal family. You know you're a true royal family once you have, you know, once you're starting to conspire against one another. Like, congratulations, Napoleon, you've made it.
Remain on your feet, Talleyrand. Like the accused before his judge.
Accused?
Dang, alright. So he's just confronting Talleyrand now. And boy.
Perhaps. What was the price of your betrayal? What is the fee for a man in your position?
Now you cast aspersions on my honor?
Honor? You have no honor.
Dang, Napoleon is just telling Napoleon, oh my goodness. This is just, yeah, it's all coming out.
You're a scoundrel.
Sire, when a point is exaggerated, it becomes meaningless.
That's what you have just become. Meaningless. I invalidate your office of Grand Chamberlain and the 40,000 francs that go with it. You're shit. Shit in a silk stocking.
Holy crap. Yeah, talk about a way to get fired, huh?
Do you know why your husband is here instead of being locked up in a fortress? Because you're my sister.
Dude, Napoleon's going off on everybody. You're kind of seeing already the downward spiral of Napoleon. As, you know, basically there's betrayal everywhere. The Spanish campaign's going awfully. His relationship with the Tsar has gone south. Just everything is starting to collapse around Napoleon.
Austrian troops have crossed the Inn. It's war.
Austria, once again, has declared war on Napoleon. What does that make that, like the 1000th time this week? No, I'm joking. But yeah, Austria did not give up ever, man.
We can take my carriage and go to my house. It's more discreet.
Too late, man.
Dang. Valeska, he needs to go fight Austria.
You haven't seen me.
Yes, sir.
I saw nothing, sire. Go with your Polish wife now. I think the actress who plays like Valeska is really good looking. What's her name? I'm gonna have to find that out later. Oh dang, Napoleon got shot. Dang, I remember that he got shot, that it was mentioned that during this war of the Fifth Coalition, he did get grazed. I don't think it was anything serious, but the fact that he got hit at all. The whole thing about, like, the Spanish campaign and this war of the Fifth Coalition, it kind of tore down Napoleon's invincibility, or at least the appearance of invincibility. Because after the wars of the Third and Fourth Coalition, Napoleon almost came across like this force of nature that couldn't be, like, touched, you know? But when things went bad in Spain, and then the war of the Fifth Coalition, where he suffered his first major defeat, and even here getting grazed by a bullet, it just showed that, yeah, he's just a human at the end of the day. The most skilled military genius of the era, but he's still human, and, you know, he's not untouchable, he's not invincible, and I think that emboldened a lot of enemies to be like, oh, Napoleon can lose, like, Napoleon can be beaten, and, yeah. Oh my gosh! Holy crap, did you see that? The cannon bounced from the tree and smacked that dude's head off.
We will cross the Danube. And I'm sure Wagram will be the site of our victory.
Yeah, so he's talking about Wagram, where he actually does win. So right now they're like in the battle of what, Essling, Aspern? The one where Napoleon loses, as we see things are going south real quick. Oh, dang. Okay, they're showing Marshal Land already injured and dying. Dang. Oh, dang. Yeah, I remember during this battle, Archduke Charles had like these little, like, I forgot what they're called, like rams or like devices floating down the river to to keep destroying the French bridges. Oh, they're about to show that? Dang. I will say, Archduke Charles really was the best Austrian leader, one of the best leaders. His victory over Napoleon was genius, you know, and also the continual just throwing things against the bridge to destroy them. Masterful.
Where do you think you're going without any legs, you damn fool?
To hell. That's where people go when they've done what I've done. You will know what hell is like, too. When you end up alone. After you've sent all your friends to the death. They will abandon you.
Dang, dude, this is getting kind of like... This is getting really heavy right now.
They can't have me here because of you. And even though I'm dying, it doesn't stop me from loving you. So stop this war. Put an end to this madness. Put an end to this.
Wow. That was a great performance. That was really amazing. And just like, yeah, just kind of haunting, you know, his final words there to Napoleon.
I only looked at your eyes then.
And now?
I'm afraid I have to look at the future.
Which means?
Oh, is this where Napoleon finally dumps Josephine?
And our only chance for peace is a marriage contract between France and Austria.
Dang, yeah, Napoleon's essentially telling her, yeah, I need a son, you ain't giving it to me, out with the old, in with the new, you know? It's just like, wow. And it's interesting just how, like, Napoleon's been against putting aside Josephine, but at least in the telling of this show, after the whole, you know, War of the Fifth Coalition situation, he's like, yeah, I need a son. Like, I'm not invincible, and I need, like, an heir, you know?
The just truth of it. The only truth. You don't love me.
Stop reacting. Come on, get up. Someone might come in.
Oh, wow. Dang, Napoleon, yeah, she's really good looking. You've married up. And she's a part of what, the royal Habsburg family? I don't think I'm pronouncing that correctly, but which is like what, the most powerful family of Europe at this point, so Napoleon's life is wild. He really went from like, you know, kind of like really humble origins to becoming, you know, the Emperor of the French, the Master of Europe, marrying into the Habsburg family, like, almost like fairy tale-esque. Like, he really rose to the top. But right now, he's kind of on a decline, but... yeah.
I'll raise you to happiness. Ik liebe dich.
No.
No?
Ich liebe dich.
Ich liebe dich.
Ich liebe dich. I'm sorry, I regret ever trying. Congratulations, Napoleon. You finally done it. You have the heir you've always wanted.
He's another son of yours.
Oh, dang.
Alexander, isn't it? You wrote to me about him. Charming child, so fair.
So another son of Napoleon. I didn't know that he had one with Countess Valeska. Dang. Napoleon's has like, well, that's 2 bastards we know of, and now his true-born son with the Austrian. So yeah, overall, dang, Napoleon.
The Russian Tsar has gathered over 300,000 men on the border of the Grand Duchy of Warsaw. Although, as you may recall, you guaranteed our integrity in the name of France.
I'm aware of the situation.
Okay, so Russia's gathering its army near the Duchy of Warsaw, and she wants Napoleon to essentially go to war. And Napoleon's like, I don't know. Me and Tsar Alexander, sure, our relationship's kind of fallen off, but you know.
Would you choose between Poland, who implores you, and Russia, who defies you?
Dang. Napoleon, I think you need to leave Russia alone. I think you should just leave it alone. Sorry for the Polish people, but you might want to just leave Russia alone.
Don't touch me. Don't look at me. I forbid you. I am dirty. My hair is a mess. I'm dressed like a peasant.
You could even say poor peasant. You're up to your eyes in debt. I had to pay another bench.
Yeah, it's nice that Napoleon still seems to have a pretty good relationship with Josephine, even though he's kind of divorced her. You know, still being paid, has her own house. Overall, not a bad deal for Josephine.
That Russian ports are still welcoming English ships, and I can't allow that.
Yeah, so Russia is, defying the continental system, and that's a big reason Napoleon had to go, because he's like, oh, I can't have anyone defy my continental system, so... Yep, so yeah, as we know.
Do not go to Russia. You're at the height of your glory. From Portugal to Poland, almost all Europe is yours. You rule over the destiny of over 60 million men. You have a wife you love, who has given you the heir you so long for.
Precisely.
Yo, Napoleon, Josephine is spitting mad facts. Don't go to Russia, dude. Leave Russia alone. You have enough with Spain. Just let Russia do what it wants. Like, oh dear.
Do not go to Russia. I had dreams about you. Bad dreams.
Yeah, Napoleon, I'm just gonna tell you, listen to your wife, or wait, no, they're divorced. Listen to your ex-wife here. Leave Russia alone, Napoleon. Please, listen to Josephine. Oh, man. Oh, no. And here we go into Russia.
It's dead. Nothing's moving. How are you?
There seems to be here no one to defend Moscow.
Okay, so we skipped mainly through a lot of the main events that happened in Russia, and they're already outside Moscow, so... Yo, Murat, he's known for his outfits, but dang, that hat though.
Gentlemen, it's extremely cold in the Kremlin. Let's see if we can find a way to warm it up a bit.
Don't worry, Napoleon. The Russians will help you with that by setting the entire city on fire.
This is what the Tsar of all the Russians sleeps in. No wonder he refuses to fight like a man.
Napoleon's talking way too much trash. It's funny knowing what's about to happen, but that bed is really small though. Like, looks like for a toddler. Like, how does he like fit? Like his feet are dangling at the end of it. Oh dang.
Sire, all the main buildings have been stuffed with fuses, firebrands, and rags.
And now Moscow's burning, which means you can't stay there, Napoleon. Dang. Yeah, we're at the end. We're at Napoleon's final downfall now. And that's where the episode ends. And next episode will be the final episode where we will no doubt see the downfall of Napoleon. Dang, what a way to end, right? I've really been enjoying this series, and I'm gonna be getting ready for the next episode now, so... yeah, I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.